The apple. Johnny Appleseed, apple cider, apple pie. Is there any other plant so quintessentially American? Which would make you think that Americans have been eating apples forever, right? Wrong! Apple trees were first domesticated in Central Asia and brought to North America in the 1600s. Not only that, but edible apples are an even more recent arrival here. All the trees that Johnny Appleseed planted, those were called spitter apples, as in so tart that if you took a bite, you'd spit it out. What they were good for was making apple cider. Much like the myths that surround them, apples are a complex and surprising fruit. To learn more about them, we went to Steere Orchard in Greenville, where 4 generations of Rhode Islanders have been growing apples since the 1930s.
My grandfather and great-grandfather planted these. They're an older variety of McIntosh. The skin is a little more thin. I think they have better flavor, and they've changed them over the years where they've bred them to be, a little thicker skin so they hold up better in storage and stuff like that. I still eat apples almost every day. I don't know how that happened, but...
I was kind of thrown into it when I was 19. My father passed away, and I was going to URI at the time, and I decided to do this to keep the farm here. Otherwise, I figured the farm would have ended up being sold.
I have some families that have been coming here for years, and they'll come and they'll say, oh yeah, I used to come here when I was a little kid, and and then they're bringing their grandchildren maybe, and it's pretty neat to see.
All right, John. So how do you get these trees? Do you just put some seeds in the ground or what?
Apple trees don't come true from seed. If you planted a Rhode Island greening seed, it would come out as its own variety, basically. All trees, all varieties of apples are grafted. These were done this spring. And you can see where we basically cut the entire branch off, and you put a little stem about that long inside the bark. And then we glue it in. There's like a wax that goes over it, and as you can see, it turns into growing again. The easiest way to put it is it's like a Frankenstein tree. There are some chance seedlings that make new varieties. McIntosh, I believe, was a chance seedling, and it became a good apple, and they kept it going. So the original McIntosh tree has actually been grafted in all over the country and all over the world from that original tree. Every flower has to be pollinated for it to form an apple. So you need bees for that. We actually will bring in bees. We have a beekeeper that will bring about, 10 hives or so of his bees. He brings them in at night when they're all in their hives. He'll leave them here for about a week or two. Right when our blossoms are out, they spread through the whole orchard. Bees can fly miles if they need to find a spot to pollinate, and we do have a good bee population in our orchards as well. We have a lot of bumblebees. We have some honeybees that have established here over the years, and other varieties too. That helps. It just adds to the pollination, and you end up with tons and tons of apples on the trees.
Once the apples are ripe, they get harvested, cleaned, sorted, and packaged. Some are sold right on the farm, and others are shipped to restaurants, grocery stores, and schools.
I don't know if I could be working in an office. I enjoy being out most of the time, unless it's really cold or really rainy, but my family's been here a long time, and I'm still doing it, keeping it going, and I enjoy it.